Good morning Year 5 and welcome to day 2 of our week on calculation. Here are the answers to yesterday's calculations, so you might want to pause and check your answers. And then I'm going to replace them with today's calculation. So a very similar task to start today. Pause your video, solve the calculations that you would like to solve, and then I will have the video. So that's yesterday's answers, and then here is today's task. So there's no time limit. Pause your video, have a go, and then unpause when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, here are the answers to those calculations. Remember, when you do a division, at this point, I don't mind whether you give your answer as a decimal or a remainder or a fraction. Okay, so today we're going to focus on, you've looked yesterday at checking your own answers. Today we're going to look at finding mistakes in somebody else's work. So I have made some deliberate errors on some calculations, and for today's task you're going to go through them and see if you can spot what I've done wrong. Now, I've got a couple to do all together, so I would say the first thing you should do if you're trying to work out if there is a mistake is do the inverse. But because I've told you there is a mistake already, the first thing you should do is solve the calculation again yourself next to the one that you've been given, or so you can still see it, so you can work out where the person that's done the calculation has gone wrong. So I've written it out the same. I've checked that they've copied the number correctly. They have. Okay, so now I'm going to solve it myself. So 5 times 9 is 45, which is 5 ones and 4 tens. 0 tens times 9 is 0 tens, add those 4 tens. 4 hundreds times 9 is 36 hundreds, which is 3 thousands and 6 hundreds. And 8 thousands times 9 is 72 thousands. Add those 3, giving us 75,000. So you can see here the difference between my calculations. So what happened? Well, when I carried my 4, they did that as well. But what I did, or what I think they did, when they did 0 tens times 9, instead of getting 0, I think they must have done 9. 0 times 9 is 9. They added it to the 4, which made 13. So there you go. By doing mine, I can see the difference. So if I was explaining what went wrong, I would say that when they did 0 tens times 9, they actually did 1 10 times 9, because as we know, 0 times 9 equals 0, and 1 times 9 equals 9. So when you do yours, I would like you to explain for me in a sentence. This is just me going through the method that you do to try and spot the mistake. Let's do another one. Okay, so this time it's a subtraction. First things first, let's just check they've actually copied the calculation correctly, because that is a really easy mistake to make. They have, the numbers match up. So now I'm going to do it myself and see how I can compare. You don't have to do it yourself, but it really does make it clearer if you do, and it will make it much easier to explain where they've gone wrong. So let's solve this then. 1 take away 4 you can't do. So I'm going to exchange. So I already think I've got an idea of where they've gone wrong. 11 take away 4 is 7. And then 5 tens take away 4 tens is 110. 2 hundreds take away 100 is 100. 8 thousands take away 7,000 is 100. 5 10,000s take away 1 10,000 is 4 10,000s. So I can see straight away where they went wrong. I've done some exchanging, they haven't. When they subtracted, this time I'm going to write it out so you can see an example. Oops. When they subtracted the ones, try to use the best mathematical vocabulary you can to make a really clear, reasoned explanation. When they subtracted the ones, they calculated 1 take away 4 equals 3, which was incorrect. They should have exchanged a 10 to make 11 ones. Okay, so being able to do this, being able to find a mistake, but most importantly explain it, shows that you've really got a broader understanding of calculation, how it works. Okay, let's do one more. So let's do this one. So this is a division. So we've got 848 divided by 8. Now they've done long division, so I'm going to do long division as well, just so I can easily compare it. So we'll take the hundreds first. Yeah, we can share all those out, and there'll be one in each group. So far, so good. Tens next, and we can't do any of those. So there's 0. I think they've made a mistake here and put a 1. Okay, so we're going to make those tens into ones, which they've done like this, which is correct. Okay, so this time the mistake was when they divided the tens, they incorrectly said that there was 1 10 in each group, when actually it was 0. Okay, so your task then is to find my mistake, something some of you have been really good at over the last 13 weeks. This time they are deliberate errors. So here are 8 calculations for you, which I have solved. I will do a bigger still at the end of the video for you. See if you can work out where I've gone wrong, and please could you try to write a really strong explanation using mathematical vocabulary to explain what it is that has happened. And then tomorrow I'll come back with the answers and we'll do some more calculation practice.